Eurozone finance ministers have agreed to give Greece until 2016 to meet its deficit reduction targets, an extension of 2 years. However, the Eurogroup has delayed the release of the latest €31.5 billion instalment of bailout funds. Joining me on the line to discuss this further is Greene, Director of Economic Research and Eurozone economist at Roubini Global Economics. Hello, Megan. So finance ministers have given Greece 2 extra years to meet its deficit targets. Do you think 2 years is enough time?
Unfortunately, I don't think 2 years is enough time. And in addition to giving Greece 2 years more to hit its deficit target of 2% of GDP, the Troika has also demanded that Greece pass measures for 2013 to generate €9 billion in savings. So over the medium term, fiscal targets have been loosened. But actually, in the short term, fiscal austerity has been significantly front-loaded, which really just ensures that Greece will go further into recession over the next year.
€31.5 billion is said to be the next aid payment amount. Do you think this will be enough to keep Greece afloat?
Well, it will be enough to keep Greece afloat until the next tranche of funding, and it's the biggest tranche in either the first bailout program or the second bailout program for Greece, and that's partly because some of it is meant to recapitalize the banks. But, you know, it's only one out of many tranches, and so it will keep Greece going for the next couple of months, including the recapitalization of its banks, which is really crucial because the banks have been completely paralyzed while they wait for this tranche of funding. But it's not the end of the program by any means. Greece will continue to need funding for a number of years.
And what are the most concerning issues facing Greece now? Do you still see a Greek exit on the cards?
I absolutely see a Greek exit on the cards. Right now, Greece is still waiting for the next tranche of funding, and that's because of the big division between the Eurogroup and the IMF. On how to define debt sustainability for Greece, whether it is 120% of GDP as a debt burden by 2020 or by 2022. And to be honest, this is a really academic debate. At the end of the day, I don't think anyone believes that Greece's debt burden will be reduced to that by either 2020 or 2022. Greece's debt burden is completely unsustainable. They're currently talking about some ways to reduce Greece's debt burden, but they won't accept a net present value haircut or an official sector involvement deal. And so I think Greece's debt burden will continue to be unsustainable, even if they decide to lower the interest rates for Greece or to lengthen some of the debt maturity to try to reduce the debt burden a little bit. And I think if Greece's debt burden remains as unsustainable as it is, and if Greece continues to go further and further into recession or actually depression now, I don't think that the process of trying to undergo an internal devaluation and regain competitiveness will be socially or politically tenable or sustainable in Greece. So I still think that Greece will choose the alternative to return to growth from the current path, which would be to leave the Eurozone, reissue its own national currency, have it devalue massively, and return to growth much more quickly.
The Eurozone will not authorise more money for Greece despite the country approving a tough 2013 budget because there is still no agreement on how to make its debt sustainable. How much longer do you think Greece will have to wait until more money is unlocked to the debt-laden country?
Well, the Eurogroup has agreed to have an emergency meeting on November 20th, and they've promised to have a decision on Greece by then. So I do think we could see Greece getting this next tranche of funding by the end of the month, which I think it would need. I mean, the Greek government has been announcing that it is bankrupt since July, so who knows when it really is bankrupt. But the Greek government really, truly is running out of money. It has already announced a spending moratorium beyond wages and pensions. So Greece really does need the money.
Thanks for joining me, Megan. Stay tuned to Dukascopy TV for more exclusive interviews and updates. For now, though, goodbye.